Rock with Compton Rick Rock TV, and it's story time. Well, it's not actually a story time, but it's a little bit of reality to my story. I was looking through Instagram. Y'all know I stay on the internet looking for content and looking for something to go off of. But I say, you know, I'm going to use my experience to break down this video. Well, anyway, one of my little homeboys, well, I ain't going to say little homeboys, but one of my homeboys just did a long time in prison. He did a 20 piece, 20 years incarcerated, just came home. And I seen him on Instagram. It seemed like he was kind of frustrated about being at the halfway house. I guess a lot of guys that's there doing a lot of, you know, bull crap, and it's irritating him. So, you know, I could have called him, but I want to put this video out because it might be other people in his position that probably could use a little bit of wisdom from an OG. Well, check it out. It's a key to staying out of jail. It's a key to beating parole. And I'm going to tell you how I got off parole. This is how I got off parole. This message is for you, and this message for a whole lot of youngsters that might just be coming home and want to know how can they get off parole. My story is kind of crazy how my story went. I remember going to the Compton Court building, meeting my parole officer. She took my file out, looked through all my paperwork, and you know, let me know my conditions and all that stuff. We had a good rapport that day. I went home, you know, did the regular things that everybody do. They happy to be home. They trying to try all the new foods out. You know, just all over the place when you come home. I seen my brother. He worked at an oil refinery in Long Beach called Brand Scaffold. For all my Brand Scaffold guys that still up there, salute to y'all that's still getting that money at that oil refinery. Good money too. So if you guys want to get a job, Google Brand Scaffold. If you're in the LA area, get you a job. But let's get back to the point. I asked my little brother, how can I get a job there? He said, listen, you got to go down there, do this, do that, and I follow everything that he told me to do. So I went down there, I got the job. Well, the job was cool. I was ready to go. So I went to my parole officer, and I told her, I said, listen, I got a job, but my job is close to Las Vegas. So she goes, okay, wait a minute, is that 50 miles? I said, yes, 50 miles, but you can approve it while I can work. You know what I'm saying? I was excited, I was happy. First job ever in my life, you know, coming home from doing all that time, first job. She tells me, you can't go. I said, what do you mean I can't go? She said, because it's 50 miles. You can't go past 50 miles. So I said, listen, ma'am, you mean to tell me that I went and got a job and our parole conditions is to get a job and you telling me that I can't go to work? She goes, well, I'm not saying that you can't go to work, but what I'm saying is you can't go on that job. And it hurted me real bad. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't understand that you guys want us to get out here, do right, get a job, and you know, to stay out. Right then and there, I knew it was a setup. I knew that these people really didn't want us to do nothing with ourselves, better ourselves like they act like they do. And I ain't gonna lie, I broke down and cried. 28 years old, 27 years old, I broke down and cried, and I couldn't believe it. First time crying in a long time. So I leave up out her office. I'm going through the hallway. I seen one of the other parole officers. He stopped me. He said, man, what's going on? I said, man, they won't let me go to work. He said, what you mean they won't let you go to work? I said, she won't let me go to work. She told me I couldn't go past 50 miles. And he looked at me. He said, man, I ain't gonna tell you what to do, but you gotta do what you gotta do. And when he said that, a light bulb just lit up in my head. I said, you know what, you right, man. Wiped them tears away from my eyes, went downstairs, got in my car, went back to my job, and I told my supervisor, I said, listen, man, I can start, I can go to work, but I got under one condition. I got to see my PO twice a month. If I can see my PO twice a month, if it's okay, if I come back, I'll be at work on time when it's time for me to come back. He said, that's no problem. Once he said that, I packed all my stuff, put it in the car, and off to, I think that is Las Vegas. It's close to Las Vegas, but down in by Whiskey Pete's, it's San Bernardino County line. And man, I did that for 11 months straight. I did it for 11 months straight, and then I transferred to another job that was right here in close to Van Nuys. It was close to Van Nuys, Budweiser. And that's how I beat parole. I had to do what I had to do. I didn't let nothing stop me. At first, I was kind of discouraged. I was like, man, this is my only opportunity. This is my only chance to get a job. I know I can't be out here in the streets. I know I can't be hanging with the homies, because if I'm hanging with the homies, then 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna get caught back up, and I definitely ain't trying to go back up in here after doing 10 years. I said, nah. So I did what I had to do, but I made sure that I got to that parole office every Friday, every other Friday, and my parole officer, she never knew. Now, I'm not telling you not to follow the rules, but what I am telling you, sometimes you're going to have to do what you got to do to stay out of jail and get off that parole. It's Compton Rick Rock with Compton Rick Rock TV, and I'm gone to the next one.